Hey guys, my name's VeteranDog91 and welcome back to the channel. Today we are, playing Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought, and this is episode 2 of the German campaign against the British. And we're going to see if we can, hopefully, try and break the British blockade. But before we can do that, we gotta move some of our ships back down. Of course, we've taken some damage, so we've got 2 of our light cruisers out of the port that we wanted them in. I'm going to move one of our battle cruisers, maybe 50% of our fleet actually, up there. And if this ship is capable of being moved, yeah, we're going to move some of our ships around. Now, we lost a couple transport ships, not a big deal. We are in the red a little bit. A convoy mission, though. They've decided to respect us by joining the fight with a heavy cruiser. Of course, last episode, we took out 2 of their light cruisers with just 1 of our heavies, and this is a 2 heavy versus heavy and 2 light. So we'll see how this fight goes, but I don't imagine it's going to go much better for them than it did last episode. And we're just going to max the speed here. Of course, torpedoes have a tendency to miss if you're firing them at this kind of range, so I like to keep them in reserve. And that's their transport there. I'm going to just start heading straight for their transports. No point not to. Looks like that's their light cruisers and heavy cruisers in the back there. Now, the German Navy is significantly outnumbered to the British Navy currently, but we do outnumber them in, I guess, ship damage? I don't know how to put that, because realistically, we are weaker than them in a lot of ways, but we seem to be being able to maintain our own, and that's a good thing. These naval engagements are going to be deciding if we can actually take out a good portion of the German Navy or the British Navy without losing a ton of our ships. We can even this fight out. Of course, they've got, I think, better financial backing, not to mention better economical situation at the moment without being blockaded. Of course, they're going to have better income than us. So we've got issues to deal with here, but of course that's something we can deal with. Looks like their heavy cruisers finally opening up on us. I want to go and bring our ships to bear towards the enemy quite effectively, actually. You can see that their cruisers are starting to come in here. We're only about 68% through identifying, 78% there. And I am focusing on their transports, because if we can sink 100% of their transports, it's mission complete. Even if we lose our heavy cruisers, we will win the mission here, which is good. Not quite sure what those torpedoes are aimed for, but I want to look at this heavy cruiser. She's only capable of 23 knots. Which gives me the distinct impression that I can actually outrun the enemy. We're going to slow down to 2x here while we dodge these incoming torpedoes. Hard turn. And I need you to, well, hopefully get out of the way here. You're going to take 2 torpedo hits. That's not bad. My overcorrection may end up getting struck by a torpedo. Nope, looks like we're good. Fire our torpedoes so I don't win. Of course, this range, that light cruiser is just getting pummeled by two of our effective heavy cruisers. Of course, if we can try and avoid incoming torpedo strikes, we probably should. Of course, we are taking a lot of torpedo hits here. I don't like the way that feels at all. Oh, we avoided 2 there. But we are just absolutely getting pummeled by torpedoes right now. Which is not good for our considerable mighty navy here to be pummeled by, well, just about anything. She's got 12% of her flotility left, which means 1 more torpedo hit, and we might be out of the fight. And of course, we're about to take 3 torpedoes here. Please, just, I'm gonna take 3 no matter what. No, I took 2. Okay, this is survivable. Focus your fire there. You know what? You focus your fire there to save that heavy cruiser, because I'd like not to lose from that cruiser. I'm gonna lose this heavy cruiser no matter what. I think here. I just don't think she has the capability of dealing with that flooding. And if she gets hit by another set of torpedoes, yeah, that ship's done for. Of course, we did technically make our we are technically victorious in our mission. We did, well, sink the enemy transports, which is good. And if I can take at least 2 light cruisers with my 2 heavies. Yeah, and we lose 2 heavy cruisers there. I don't like that at all. Of course, if I could dodge torpedoes, that would have been a little bit of a different story. That was entirely my fault. The New York class consisted of the USS Texas and the USS New York, had a rich service history. 28,000 tons. Sunk. Okay, we did lose. They got a big victory bump there. Of course, you know, that puts us in our place, I guess. Because we now have 0 capability of really repelling them. I mean, we have no ships in service. 1 battleship and 1 heavy cruiser versus whatever they've got. We might as well just up the speed here. Our transports need to retreat. Oh, I love when this game just decides it's going to turn my ships for no reason. They would have missed each other. But no, instead we're going to impact each other because that's what we're going to do. Does our torpedo hit? We do hit their battleship or battle cruiser, the Royal Alfred, with a good torp hit, which is good. Of course, against their battle cruiser versus my battleship, they've got 14 inches. I've got 12-inch guns. They've got 414 triple barrels. I've got three 12-inch guns, but I seem to have a lot more armor than they do. Let's turn hard and go after that, and I'm gonna up the speed here. We got damage to their main gun. That's good. That's good. We're actually managing to currently kick the crap out of their heavy cruiser, or their battle cruiser. Of course, if I can take out a destroyer and a battle cruiser here, it would be a good boon. It would show that we're ready to win this fight. Of course, they're not going to get a single one of our transports because they are running like bats out of hell. They've got fires, they've got flooding. And I think the battle cruiser Royal Alfred is sinks. All hands lost. And we'll up the speed here as our battle cruiser, our heavy cruiser Cormet chases the enemy battle cruiser Bedford. Of course, it's not really a chase when I'm pretty sure even my battleship can outrun it. I mean, it's got a top speed of 23.1 knots. My battleship's capable of 28, and my battle cruiser or my heavy cruisers are capable of 30. So it's not really much of a chase when my top speed just dwarfs theirs. It does allow me to outrun them in key situations and keep my ships further away. It also does mean that I'm less armed than they are. Especially in this case, they've got 4 8-inches to my 3 8-inches. No, I've got 4 8-inches, don't I? No, I've only got 3. No, I've got 4. And then I've got 2 5-inches, 4 4-inches, and a lot of 2 inches. Taking on water, and we destroyed a secondary gun. This is a good turnaround for us. We lost a heavy cruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, and only managed to kill a light cruiser. Now we're managing to blister the enemy by taking out a battle cruiser, heavy cruiser, and of course a destroyer, which is meaningless because destroyers are cheap and easy to build. Looks like we may have knocked out one of their rear main guns, too. Of course, when you're getting pummeled by a battleship and a cruiser, looks looks like their funnel was destroyed. That's engine damage, flooding. They've got 9 and 5% chances to hit. We've got 35, 10, 22, and 31% chances. They've got 9-inch armor at their max. This is capable of penning about 7.9. My guess is their guns are that. It's their belt. My guess is their forebelt and their aft belts are pretty weak, and our 2-inch guns should have no problem penning that. Yeah, our 2-inch guns at 1,000 meters can pen 7.9 inches of armor, which is thicker than even their main belt. See if we can get our torpedoes to fire here. Just destroyed another main gun. They are taking a pummeling. Ooh. Poor heavy cruiser, man. Getting focus fired by a battleship and another heavy cruiser. It must feel bad. Oh, you damaged my main and my secondary tower. Of course, your main tower is gone. Yep, she's gone. We did take some damage there. Took some good damage to our heavy cruiser, but I will take the victory. I'll take the small victories. That puts us slightly above the Germans in terms of victory points. Of course, when you have 2 heavy cruisers and 2 battle cruisers and 1 battleship to their 5 battleships, 1 battle cruiser, 11 heavy cruiser, it hurts. It really does hurt. And where did my power projection here go? I'm gonna auto-resolve that battle, just because I didn't really feel like chasing down a light cruiser today. Convoy battle, though. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna fight it, and we're gonna win it. One heavy cruiser versus 2 light cruisers again, and 5 transport ships. Of course, that instant open up on there. Of course, their transports are like, "What do we do, man? Why are we ahead of the escort ships? Like, who the hell decided this was a good idea?" I mean, come on, game. But seriously, who decided that putting your transport ships ahead of your military ships in a convoy was a good idea? I just look at that ship get pummeled. Like, what do you do in that situation? Now, we can officially end the battle because we are, well, victorious in the fact that we sunk. Actually, I guess we didn't. No, we did. We sunk all their transports. Only thing left is their heavies. Or their light cruisers. Which, of course, have 0 speed on their side. 26.4 knots to my 30. Of course, they're, you know, 6-inch guns and 3-inch guns. They do have some torpedoes out, which could be a concern, because I can't afford to lose another heavy cruiser like I did last time, so we need to play it smart in terms of dodging our torpedoes today. Ooh, flash fire on their ship. That's not good for them. Our turn. I mean, my high chance to hit here is just sad for them. %12 chance to hit right there, which is unfortunate because they've got 13s. They've also got more torpedoes than I do. And yeah, I'm pretty sure my torpedoes reload faster than theirs. And we're gonna sunk due to flooding. I guess that's a way to go. We just lost another one of our heavy cruisers, which puts us in a rough spot. In a really rough spot, considering we have 4 ships to their 53 now. I'm gonna auto-resolve that fight. How do we take medium damage to... You know what? We're fighting this. This is the true point of preservation of the mighty German Navy. We have to win this fight with a battle cruiser against dozens of enemy ships. Fire. This will be an interesting fight because our battle cruisers are designed to take some hits, but they're not designed to repel this many enemy ships at once. We're attempting to dodge torpedoes as much as possible here, but there's no guarantee there either. Granted, you with this kind of range, which is only about 6.5 kilometers, we're closing our range, which is unfortunate. That's their transports right there, which is what we're here to go after, so. Come on, sink that son of a crapper. Sink that motherfucking ship. Yesterday, please. You know what? Let's see if we can sink their other heavy cruiser. Okay, I mean, question is, can we beat the destroyers here with the number of torpedoes they have? I mean, it's on fire, which is good, I guess. The question is, can we sink it before we run out of ammo? Now, the destroyers are capable of 41 knots. The ship's capable of 30. Their heavy cruiser's capable of 23. So if I close the distance, I can sink their heavy cruiser. The whole point here is to attempt to avoid torpedoes, so that's a hard goal to achieve. Ooh, except for we just hit that destroyer hard. That's what we're talking about right there. See, once it's hit, it gets easier to hit it because it's slowing down. So you just gotta get one lucky shot to sink a destroyer. Like that's kind of the main idea behind sinking destroyers. If you can get a lucky hit, and manage to flood and disable rudder and maybe take out an engine, the ability for your guns to then hit that same target again is just, it increases exponentially because, I mean, that target's now not moving, they're slowed, they have a harder time avoiding rounds, so the game just figures, okay, it's easier to sink them now. Now, let's see if we can avoid these torpedoes, so I need to be right about there. In fact, let's go a little further over. Okay, straighter out. That's to avoid the first wave. The second wave of torpedoes is going to be a little bit harder to avoid. Come on. I have faith that you can sink that ship. Okay, there's the first wave of torpedoes through. Hard, and then... We took a torpedo hit. Minor flooding, but we didn't take a rudder damage or anything major. And it was kind of a glancing torpedo hit, so it didn't do that much in terms of real damage, which is good. This poor destroyer right here. So even their light cruiser is slower than our battleship, which means I'm just slowly gaining on these big ships with my bigger ship. And I'm of course focusing on the destroyers, trying to take them out of the picture, mostly because free destroyer kills are well worth it. Just that salvo, boom, 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 boom. And you just get to watch the rounds kind of fade in. Oh yes. They've got a fire, their rudder's damaged. Come on, she can sink. She's easy. Okay. I just unintentionally dodged a torpedo spread. Now I've got to intentionally dodge a shitload of torpedoes. Or at least take them in such a way that doesn't sink me. Okay, 10% chance to hit. No, not the best. 11. Again, not the best, but we can take it. Now this ship is capable of 26.4 knots, which means right now she's about 1.4 knots quicker than my ship. Well, she was about 1.4 knots quicker. She's now about way slower. She's about to be even slower when she floods to death and sinks with all man's loss. Now, I mean, it goes to prove a point here. Our battle cruisers and maybe even our battleship are way designed to take on fights. Our heavy cruisers could have used maybe a little bit better designing work, but our battle cruisers are beautiful. Yeah, look at that victory. Everything they had lost. Yeah. That's a big hit to the British Navy. Which, keep in mind, 4 ships to 47. This is truly the iconic German fleet. I mean, Germany never had very many ships. They really only ever had, in World War II at least, battleships and subs. We're gonna see. British Empire lost a ship. Do we have anything up in ports that shouldn't be there anymore? Nope, you're repairing. Looks like our battle cruisers and battleships are right. Interesting news warns their head of admiralty for his excessive naval expenditures. He may soon be replaced if he continues. That's rough. Like, that's genuinely rough. My British counterparts. We're not in such a good situation when we continue to lose combat ships, though. Once my light cruisers come off the line, though, we'll see how they perform. And that should help eliminate some of the stress off of our bigger ships. That being said, yet 7 more transports lost, but we gained access to a convoy mission. This is a boon. The British currently have 5 battleships, 5, and 1 battle cruiser. We currently have 1 battleship, 2 battle cruisers. Our new light cruisers just came off the line, which is good. It's about time they did. We need to up our expenditure there, and we need to build a couple more ships. In fact, as much maintenance a month. Okay, what's she gonna cost me a month? 4 million a month. Currently, I can afford to build 1 more. I really am genuinely impressed with how well the Sindilts is doing. I mean, keep in mind, they're the same top speed. This ship's got more armor, though. So we are going to build one of these to bring into the combat situation. And we're going to go ahead and swap these into sea control to increase our projection of power, hopefully. 2 light cruisers there. We're going to move them down to Wilhelmshaven. And we're going to move these 2 into Hollengrad. And we'll fight it. Of course, 2 battleships versus our battleship battlecruiser combo could mean risk to us, a lot of risk, especially considering they do have a heavy cruiser in the mix. The hope here is that our battle cruiser. Ooh, this is I think the first time seeing our 18-inch battle cruiser get thrown in. The Gaff Spree. I mean, just look at that gun. That armament is just, it's immense. 2 forward-firing triple-barrel 18 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches. I think that's a rear 7. 2,700 rounds of 8-inch shell. Capable of 30 knots. Our battleship's only capable of 22. But what we're going to do to minimize that we're going to drop this down to 20. Oh, she's capable of 28, sorry. We'll say move her down to 26. What I want is the spree to actually get engaged second. You need to up the speed here. The reason I want the spree to get engaged second, let's slow you down. I don't want you so far ahead that you get separated. And I don't know why the spree stopped there. So one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing, and splitting this out, is I want the battleship to get engaged. With her nearly 16-inch armor, her main belt capable of surviving 22 inches of pen, her main deck capable of 4 inches of main pen, whereas this is only capable of 16, though her deck is a lot better reinforced for plunging rounds. I guess it's a boon on how we design the ships. The battle cruisers are designed to take a hit and shrug it off. With nearly 4 inches of main, fore, and aft deck armor, they're designed to plunge rounds from afar. But we've of course got to take that into consideration. So we've got their battleship in range. Let's top our speed out, and both ships are going to fire on that ship right there. Save our torpedoes, fire in aggressive manner all cannons. Focus fire, that's their light cruiser, that's going to be their torpedo boat. Unfortunately, the Spree got engaged first, which I don't like. Continue. Yeah, no, I need just this ship to turn. Now, please. Okay, that was a mistake. Turn hard. Come on. Gosh damn it. We just took some heavy hits there. I need you to straighten your rudder out and please live this. Our battle cruiser is it is shredding rounds into their battleships. Oh, no. Flash fire, that's not good. You can live this. I have faith. All the torpedoes missed. Oh my days. 3 direct torpedo hits on their battleship from our battle cruiser. Up the speed here. That was not a good exchange of fire. We did take some pretty decent damage to our battle cruiser and our battleship for that fact. But the fact that we're gonna take out a heavy cruiser and 2 of their battleships with no casualties on our side by the looks of it, it's just good. It's absolutely the best thing that we could have had happen here. I mean, the best thing would have been no damage or minor damage to our ships. But of course, if we're going to take damage, it's better to have some damage, a lot of damage even, than have a sunk ship. And none of our transports got sunk. Grave Spree did take quite a bit of damage, but they lost the Queen Elizabeth and the Duncan, plus the Theseus heavy cruiser. I can't say that does not make me so happy to see the British finally losing battleships. Of course, our light cruisers just came off the line, which is absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, unless our economy stabilizes, we're going to end up needing to drop about 90% of our transport budget again. Okay, the battleship Britannia versus the battle cruiser versus the battle cruiser Sindels. She is, of course, designed to take on battleships, so we'll up the speed here. Aggressively fire all guns and off our torpedoes. .9 kilometers. The enemy battleship is actually running from us, only bringing one of her main guns to bear, which is absolutely the best thing that could have happened today. Out of 126 shells fired, we've hit 4. 141 out of 6, which is actually an improved hit ratio. Battle cruiser lost 45 crew. I don't know how I lost 45 of my crew. 2.5% loss. She is on fire. Her top speed should be about 19.1 knots with 15-inch main guns. We have 3 16-inch main guns. We've got more 8 inches, more secondaries, more speed. Well, not more armor. I guess she does have 9.5 inches main belt, and I have 9 inches, so really, it looks like she's got her gun armor, maybe? Is that where she's getting her 15 from? Yeah, she's got 15 inches of main turret and 5.5 for their sides, but I don't need that much. I've got 12.6. My 8-inch turrets actually have a 1/10 of an inch more armor than my main turrets. Of course, with this ship where she's currently sitting, she can only bring her 2 rear 15 inches to fight me. I believe that's what she has, right? 2 rear 15s? Nope, she's only got 1 rear 15, which is all she can bring to bear on me. Secondary tower is gone. She's got 11% chance to hit me with her 15-inch gun. She's got triple barrels. She got heavy damage to one of her front turrets. Again, one thing I've noticed the AI likes to do, and this is something to keep in mind, they do this a lot. They will build a barbette that's way bigger than they need to for the gun. Of course, I do the opposite and build a barbette way too small that barely fits the gun, but it works. Like this here, that 16-inch gun should not sit there, but it does, and believe it or not, it actually rotates. Same thing with this rear one, which is currently hovering over the 8-inch gun by quite a bit. Shouldn't really be there, but anyway. Let's go ahead and finish this battle up and end episode 2. Of course, the British blockade will probably not break by destroying Britannia, but we can hope. Oh, the chase fight is on. See, this is where the AI's fault lies. Is it will run until it dies. Literally run till it dies. Now, even if it wanted to turn around and fight right now, it wouldn't have much of a chance because it's only got two main guns left, and I've got all 3 of mine still intact. This is one of the advantages of making sure to build your ships with forward firepower, is you can chase. Of course, if you don't have a lot of forward firepower, but you've got some reverse firepower, just kick that some gun into reverse and chase them that way. Might take you a minute to catch back up, but you can do it. It wouldn't be the worst thing I've ever seen. Granted, you keep in mind how your armor's orientated there too, because this ship's got aft belt of 2.8 and a fore belt of 3.8. So if we were actually reversing into the enemy, we'd have less armor protecting us. And you know, we went from being like 13 kilometers away from them to 3. And we're hitting with every 16-inch shell now. And we just destroyed their main tower. And another main gun. And they're flooding. Ammo detonation. But taking us in closer. Light damage to our battle cruiser, the Sinzilts, versus a sunk battleship on their side. Of course, we now have, you know, 18k power projection, but they went from having 60 to only 40. And that's not because they have ships repairing like we do. 2 of our battle cruisers are currently repairing. It's because they actually lost their battleships. So, of course, I will see you guys next episode. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button, like button, and the next video should be up within a couple days. Without further ado, have a good one, and I will see you guys later.